Hello and welcome back to Sunless Sunday, where we sail the Sunless Sea in the company of Mari and our ever-increasing interesting crew. So here we are at Cairn's Glory, so let's get in and see what we have available. So we can take a meeting concerning a matter of no importance. So we'd open that with suspicion no more than 2. Okay. Flourishing intelligence no more than 0. And under the Untersee. Okay. So that is a submariner thing, I think. Let's cruise past the clan palaces. Cairn's Glory has a steely beauty, but the clan lords are ever suspicious of spies, and those gun emplacements are vigilant. Okay, it's a modest challenge. We're going to take it up and see what happens. Light blazes from every gate and window. You glimpse guards in gleaming uniforms, subterranean gardens of mauve and purple, hanging ornaments of scaled carnelian and jade, statues of warrior clans past. The water is dark and calm. The sentries watch you with calm distrust. Okay, so we succeeded in the Veils challenge, which is nice. We lost 2 terror, and we got 1 memory, and okay, so overall that's pretty nice. Okay, so now we're going to offer a gift to the Taimen. This clan is named for a sizable and ferocious fish of the surface. They have a fondness for drowning pearls, for some secret clan ritual. An offering accepted. In the yellow chamber by the palace entrance, a masked functionary scrutinizes the pearls. Yes, she says. Even through the mask, she does not meet your eyes. She rises, turns, and leaves. Okay, so we got 1 favor there. So hopefully, in time, that's going to be of benefit to us. So let's take this meeting. There is a place one doesn't speak of. Officially, a former servant of the Taimen who did not engage in the gathering of strategic information, did not disappear in the Untersee port of Anth, which officially does not exist. At length, you hear what the servant did not look like and strict prohibitions against pursuing him. Officially, no one in Cairn's Glory would have any interest or be at all inclined to reward you with money and connections. If you were to go to Anth, they would not care for a report of his situation or any information he may be able to bring home. Okay, so that's something interesting for when we decide to get our submarine. Okay, so what can we do here? A canic gunboat passed the harbour mouth twice. An officer in red and gold uniform scrutinizes you through a spyglass, but saves it for another time. Okay, so that is a pretty official warning, I would say. Okay, and it doesn't look like we can get ourselves a port report from here, which is a bit of a pity, because I'd imagine that the Admiralty would like to know what's going on here. So now we know that there is something to the south, but looking at our supplies, so we've got 10 supplies, we've got 13 fuel. I think we need to head north go to the salt lines, collect our marble, and get back to London. I think that is the best course of action for us. So let's set sail. Now I am interested in dining with both of our officers again, but I want to make sure that we have enough supplies to get home before I even consider that. Okay, so as soon as we get kind of out of reach of here, I'm going to start sending our Zebat out again to see what other interesting ports we can find. So, what is over there? Is it anything? Oh, there's a big bound shark, which we definitely need to avoid. So some distance to the north is Port Cecil. Okay, so I'm going to avoid the shark for starters. Okay, so no, he is coming after us. I was going to say he's not, but he is. Okay. So let's use the land here to confuse him a little. Okay, he's lost sight, but he hasn't lost interest. Mr. Shark, leave us alone. Regal complexus. Okay, I think the shark now is going on. It's interesting music around here as well. Obviously, it's tied to the particular area. It reminds me of kind of the, if you ever saw the original Star Trek, when they wanted to make out that a particular race were maybe a bit exotic or a bit funky, then they would play similar kind of music. You know, they wanted to have the kind of the electric vibe that was kind of seen as being of the future. Now, hopefully that guy, oh, he is going to attack us. Leave us alone, leave us alone. Okay, he missed his first attack, which is nice. Hopefully he doesn't get a second. Let's get to Port Cecil before he even considers it. Okay, that's great. Now, while we're docking here, I'm going to pour myself some more tea, because it wouldn't be Sunless Sea without some tea. Okay, here we go, nice cup, and I'm also going to take a sup of it. That's nice. Something that I've missed here in Japan, the tea isn't the best, but my wife managed to pick up a small glass teapot, so you can kind of let the tea brew a little bit longer. So most of them, like, have to use tea bags here, because the quality of the tea leaves, unless you know, there are some nice teas in Japan. If you're talking maybe the likes of oolong tea or kocha or green tea, or you know, typical kind of Japanese or Asian teas. But I'm talking about the type of tea that I would drink in Ireland. The quality isn't the best here, but so for the tea I like, this little glass teapot is great, because it really does improve the flavor and makes it a little bit stronger. So it's very enjoyable, I have to say. But I would still trade all of my tea bags that I have here for just a handful from Ireland instead. But let's get back to Port Cecil. So rumpled convolutions of coral fill the water, glimmering with silver light. The harder you look, the more you see shapes amid the chaos, almost as if they were sculpted. This one could be a crenellated castle, that one a horse's head. A neat little port huddles into the side of a coral island, prosaic. Imperial docks and houses tucked away in a baroque organic chaos. In that curious silvery light, among the frozen chaos of coral, the scene has the unreal air of a pencil sketch, crumpled and discarded. Chess. Chess is popular in the principles. The port is full of exiles, drunks, and washed-up Z traders. They all play, often obsessively. Be careful, the chess pieces are carved from scintillac here in the Principalities. They can be very dangerous, so it's a straightforward challenge. As you can see, there's actually what looks like a pawn there, and what looks like a knight there as well. Okay, so how did we actually do? A disciplined success. Odd thoughts bubble up each time you touch a chess piece. This one longs for home. That one has a secret desire for revenge against the slayer of its rankmate. This will be a queen one day. Those would do better as metal. You taste the metal. You ignore these thoughts and move methodically to a victory over your opponent. He blinks. Checkmate, he asks helplessly. Win enough games and something else will occur. Okay, so we gained a page. Okay, so let's try chess again. One more game. You don't know how long you've been playing. You want to match another. The rough coral tips of the chess pieces are smeared with blood. Yours, your opponent's, but you have begun to realize that your moves recapitulate the movements of the powers of the neat, the flukes and their shapelings, the bazaar that lurks in London, Mr. Nomad that prowls the sea, Salt Stone Storm. With every move you take, the shape of it becomes clearer in your mind, sharper. Checkmate, you say. One more game? Your first officer is tugging at your arm. Ignore them. You have chess to play. I think I'm going to take my first officer's advice. Okay, so let's see what we've got here. Let's gather some intelligence. The older inhabitants of Port Cecil carry coral incrustations like a disease, splotched with silvery light. They like to go up into the limestone heights behind the harbour to lay their heads against the pillars and towers, stare at the roof of the neat, dream open-eyed. Sometimes they speak of things far away, the Khanate's work, the smuggler's war, the Phantom King's secrets. Perhaps it's not all invented. Okay, so we got our port report. Now, what else can we do? Let's explore the coral knoll. Sea laps dark around the silvery coral. Humps and columns rise from the coral. A bewildering maze. Go carefully. Okay. It's the little things. The click of sliding stone where there should be silence. A motion in the shadows, as if there were thick stirring like ink. A lull in the cries of the Z-bats. Something is watching you, drawing closer, hour by hour. You and your crew draw back to back, watching the darkness. Wait, watch, and end it. it has stealth, but you have rifles. All you need is a clear shot, and you'll earn yourself a trophy. This could be tricky. Capture it alive. Retreat to the ship. Put clear black water between you and the thing in the shadows. A matter of luck. Pretty good odds. Okay, so this is the high risk challenge. This is pretty good odds. So, I think in terms of Mari would be mostly inclined to go for this, but she's intrigued by, it being called a trophy, because the sister said if we got a trophy, we should go back to see them. So I think she's going to go for the high risk challenge and see what happens. An end to it. Deep silence, a faint scrape, like boot leather on stone. The woman on your left levels her rifle and fires, and your crew joins her. The fusillade almost drowns out the hoarse screeching of the creature in the shadows. When you drag into the light, its oily flesh is already beginning to dissolve. Perhaps the light is hastening it. Whatever it was, it has many jointed, leathery limbs, eyes like a bunch of grapes, a folding assembly of mandibles. It stinks of vinegar and mold. You fling a tarpaulin over it and bundle it into the darkest part of the hold. Perhaps someone will want it. You gained one strange catch. Okay, so we didn't get a trophy. Or maybe it's still considered a trophy. Okay, and then chess. I think the pull is too much for her. She's going to try again. A loss. Your opponent shakes your hand. Time to go, she tells you. But don't worry, you'll be back. Her touch lingers. Her fingers are cold. Okay, we're going to try again. One more game. You don't know how long. Okay, we've read that before. Developments. You gain one secret. Okay, that's nice. And then we are definitely finished with the chest now. Okay. Now, let's check our map. Okay, so the salt lines is in that direction. Okay, so maybe that's the way we want to go. Looking at our fuel, yeah, that's definitely the way we want to go. So we need you to go away, please. Okay, so let's set sail. We know it's up there somewhere, but we're going to try and hoodwink it by going directly beyond it. Okay, that worked for starters. Okay, so let's get by Bidmead Reefs. Send out our Z-Bat. Okay, there are no islands. No islands. Okay. So Sea of Lilies is some distance to the north. Okay, so let's go north. Oh, and a nice big shark as well. Okay, so here's Sea of Lilies. Where the hell is the port? Oh, I think that's a submariner, maybe. Okay, so let's just run. Check the map a bit to see. So we need to kind of, once you get around this island, we need to head directly west. We need to slow down as well. So we're burning through our fuel way too fast. But it's a scary part of the world. Restless nights. Okay, are we too far off this one? Okay, so let's cut back to the south a little. Now supplies may be an issue. Looking at the map. So fuel should be just enough to get there and get to London. Supplies, on the other hand, we might be in a little bit of trouble. But I think we can buy supplies there, and we may have to do that. But at least we're not going to be tossing supplies overboard this time. So I think this is all discovered water. Oh, it's not, but I don't think there's a port anywhere too close to us. But I'm still gonna be sending the Z-Bat out. So we're not too far away now from the salt lines. It's certainly been an interesting voyage, and I'm very happy that we decided to venture further away from London. We still haven't found Nuncio, which is really interesting, at least to me. Okay, so we're down to 5 supplies now. Okay. Now, if we go from the salt lines to the sisters, maybe en route, we can at least get fed there, and that might actually be our saving grace for getting home. We've got maybe some potential enemies coming. Yeah, we've got the jelly there. Yeah, stay up there, please, buddy. But Mari is still interested in, dining with her officers. It's just that now we're gonna pick up speed here, I think. It's just that we just don't have the supplies to be able to do it and get home safely. Now Jenny just about misses. Yes, thank you. And then lose interest. That's great. Okay. You should get in before you can attack again, which we do. Okay, that's great. Okay, so let's check Restless Nights. The captain can't be seen to take these things seriously. Inquire about their dreams the next morning. What did they see? Okay. Eyes and a face. Okay, we've seen this one before as well. So we gained 10 terror, but we succeeded in the pages challenge, which is nice, and we got 20 fragments. Now let's go to the salt lines. We're gonna carry Sphinxstone to London, and for once we don't actually have to toss stuff overboard to make room for it, which is nice. And then let's see what else we're going to do. Salt right, the face of the Northern Sphinx is all but gone. Lost faces are sacred with salt. They say you are drawn there to what end? Salt's voice is distant but clear. Okay, unlock. Okay, I'm going to compile my port report before I do anything else. Then I'm going to go to Salt's right, Into the sea. Dive from the Sphinx's face down a clean arc into the sea's chilly darkness. Float there in the quiet until your lungs are bursting, until light blooms behind your eyes. Rise gasping to the prickle of false stars, the shocked faces of your crew. You've brought something with you. Okay, so we gained 7 terror, so our terror has gone way up again. You're the gods of disease. Salt's attention has gone. Okay, and we got 1 extraordinary implication. And then we can't carry more Sphinx Stone because we don't have the room, unfortunately. When we get a bigger ship, maybe we can carry more than 1 lot, which would be nice. And it would obviously increase our chances of getting our house for our son. But right now, we're going to strike home for London. So 6 fuel, we know is going to be enough to get us there. 4.5, well, now 4 supplies, we're not so sure about. But we're going to call it the Sisters on the way. And we're going to, we can reduce our terror there. And get fed, reduce our hunger, and get 1 supply. So that should be enough to see us home. And once we pull in at the Sisters, that will be the end of this particular episode. So if you have enjoyed this one, please consider liking, subscribing, and posting a comment. I really would like to hear from you guys about, you know, what you're enjoying about the series. Because for me, I'm really enjoying playing the game, and I just hope that you're enjoying watching the game and my commentary that goes with it as well. We've just been rudely interrupted by a crawling star. So the crawling stars, the lookout shout, far above the false stars in the cavern roof are shifting. A rare and ominous event. What now? Record the change and assign a name. If the new shape seems well omened, your crew may be cheered. Who knows? Okay, so it's a matter of luck. The Z-Bat. Bats' luck. A gap-toothed Stoker Avers. Gap-toothed Stoker Avers. All agree. Leathery but lucky. So we lost 5 there. So that was pretty nice. Now we should be closing in on the Sisters pretty soon. Let's just check our map. Yeah, we're not too far away. We're obviously going to have to feed the crew 1 more time before we get there. But we did pretty well in terms of budgeting for our journey. We're coming back with enough food and enough fuel to just about make it to London. And we're also getting apparently attacked. Go away, Bat Swarm. I don't like you. Nobody likes you. Okay, we're... Oh, I was going to say we're clear, but we're not clear. Get in. Okay, so we took some unnecessary damage there. But that is the end of this particular episode, with the bat screeching in the background. And I really do hope to see all of you next time. Goodbye.